All right, can we bring in the Snowman? So this is what they were talking about. A guy wrote in here, Snowman, about this news today. A person with knowledge of the deal says the Dallas Cowboys and running back Dalvin Cook have agreed on a contract. The addition of Dalvin gives the Cowboys another option at a position in flux, even with the return of two-time rushing champion Ezekiel Elliott. He was waived by the Jets with one game remaining last season after spending 6 seasons in Minnesota. Good deal or bad deal for the Cowboys and Dalvin? Snowman?
Why didn't they sign Dalvin at the top of the season to start with? Why didn't they sign Dalvin Cook to begin the offseason to solve your running back problems? Because you now have a running back in Ezekiel Elliott that now has extra tread on his tires that wasn't necessary because of all the time that he spent not just in Dallas but in New England. And then you have Dalvin Cook, who was waived by the Jets, as you said, but also still 2 years coming off of a major injury. But Dalvin Cook will give you better production in Dallas than Ezekiel Elliott will. I think Dalvin Cook can be a 1,000-yard rusher in Dallas now that they've repaired that offensive line. And if the Cowboys go with the philosophy of running the football, you can get 1,000 yards off of Dalvin Cook. You can get about 60, 70 catches out of Dalvin Cook. The key is, can the Cowboys use him correctly, and will they not be afraid to give him the football?
Yeah, well, I just mentioned the years. This is his 8th season in the NFL, let's be honest. Dime a dozen or not, that's age. That's a lot of tread left worn off that tire. Let's be honest.
It is.
Hey, good looking. Ryan O'Radio has checked in from WQEE 99.1 FM. We got to talk about his Dirty Birds. What I'm hearing from the pundits is that the Falcons are going to be the sexy team. The team that makes the biggest jump. Yeah, Producer Clark, that's his team. You go along with that, Snowman?
I do, but I don't. I have the same fear of Atlanta as I do for Dallas. And instead of it being Dalvin Cook, the subject is Bijan Robinson. The first 2 years, Bijan Robinson has been great. He has one flaw, fumbling the football, i.e. Roger Craig in his later years. Bijan Robinson is dynamic. You got Kirk Cousins there, 36 years old, coming off of an injury. I think he can and maybe will have a bounce-back year. You have a young gun in Michael Penix that can step in just in case Cousins does get injured, because that has to be the key for Atlanta, keeping the key positions healthy. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, they're all there. They're all there. That offense can put up points now that you have the right people in place, and now that you have a decent offensive line blocking for them. Staying together is going to be the key throughout the season. Up times, down times. Yes, everyone's picking Atlanta to win the South Division. And you know what? I can go along with that. Atlanta just can't believe their own hype. They've got to go out there and play football.
They got an unproven coach. I'm just going to put that out there. Any chance that could stand in their way?
Yep. Unproven coaches have been trouble, especially lately with now everybody running a version of the West Coast offense. God bless you, Bill Walsh. Unproven coach Raheem Morris, who was a defensive coordinator for many years. What is his role? We know he's the head coach, but you have to look at it this way. Psychologically, what is going to be his role with this young team and a 36-year-old quarterback running them?
Snowman, it's great having you on. If you want to come over to my house and read me bedtime stories, that would be great. I just love your voice.
Thank you.
It's funny, Ryan O'Radio from WQEE writing in and he says, Snowman on the RP show. I know, right? It's like when Tootie Ramsey from Facts of Life appeared on Different Strokes.
Yes.
Well, it was a tough time getting our minds around that. Same thing here. The Cardinal. Yeah. The Cardinal, Ryan McCarthy checks in, says, what up, Snowman? In Saratoga, New York. Jay in Winnipeg writes in, he says, a Roger Craig reference. Wow. What a hot tub time machine. Oh, I know.
That?
I feel like those, by the way, those NFL analysts are just stealing money Snowman, because it's so easy to talk about the NFL and fill time because there's so many teams. The one thing, like, I don't even know where to go next. Are you sick about talking about the Dallas Cowboys and even hearing about the Dallas Cowboys? I'm a Cowboys fan, and I'm sick of hearing about the Dallas Cowboys. I can see the disgust in your eyes as I brought it up.
Well, think about how much stuff comes out about the Dallas Cowboys and not many other teams. Think of how much stuff comes out about the Cowboys when you have you got trouble in San Francisco with Ayuk and Trent Williams. And believe me, I'm sick to death of hearing news about that. Just sign them already and get it over with. But that pales in comparison to every little bit of news that comes out about the Cowboys. Are they going to sign? Are they going to sign CD Lamb? Are they going to fix their offensive line? I mean, answer the question, sign the guys, and let's go. It's go time now.
Yeah, I'm listen, they get their share of pub, so we've already given them more than they should. Who's your Super Bowl pick, Snowman? I don't believe I've...
Chiefs, Niners, round 3. Chiefs, Niners, round 3 in New Orleans. Because
that would be a slobber knocker.
It's going to be the first to 100 points in that game. I mean, they meet in week 7 as a preview of what's going to happen in New Orleans. As long as the Chiefs stay healthy, and they stole Xavier Worthy from the Bills in the draft, as long as the 49ers stay healthy and they have to sign Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk, which they're close to doing, even though reports say otherwise, who's going to stop them? I love Detroit, but Detroit has Dan Campbell as their coach. And if you saw what happened in the NFC Championship game, he's going to make one too many mistakes. Jordan Love is good. Okay, let me just put this out there. Jordan Love is not good. Jordan Love is good. I beg your pardon. His receiving core is dynamite. The problem is you have a running back that didn't get used well by the Raiders trying to replace Aaron Jones in Green Bay. That answers that question about that competitor. The NFC East Division is in flux because everyone's picking either Philadelphia or Dallas to win the division. And I have an upset. I got Washington winning the division. Reason? Jaden Daniels.
I'm not going to say you're smoking something, but I'll ask if you're smoking something.
How about that?
Who's the last raw rookie to take his team to a division title? I'd have to think about this for a second. It's not completely unheard of, but you look at the 2021 draft class, of those 5 quarterbacks taken in the first round, 4 are on new teams. That's a lot of pressure to put on a kid in a tough division.
It is.
No, man, that's all.
It is.
Rich in Edmonton says ESPN's brutal for covering the Cowboys. It's like TSN's Leafs coverage. Brutal. I know. I don't get it either, and I'm a Cowboys fan. Regarding fights in the stands, I said I don't advocate fights in the stands. Do whatever you want, but be safe this weekend, the Labor Day games, and then the NFL after. Tony in Cochrane says, I didn't start the brawl, Rod. He was talking about an Edmonton-Calgary game, but when I got hit by a beer can, I lost it. And who wouldn't? You do you.
It's the Battle of Alberta. Why would you be surprised if there's a brawl in the stands? It's the Battle of Alberta.
I know. I'm just the things you see when you're sober now. You know, I'm like, just please keep it silver. The teams, they sell all this booze and then wonder why there's problems.
Exactly.
Ryan in Saratoga, New York says the look on Rod's face when Snowman said Washington was winning the NFC East.
How about that?
But unlike these analysts that are stealing money, as you correctly said, for not just covering the Cowboys, but the NFL, you just get the feeling they just don't really dive in and analyze the games and the teams like they should. Because if they did, it's a 3-horse race in the NFC East division, just like it's a 2-horse race in the NFC West with the Rams and the 49ers, right? If you look at it honestly, if you look at it completely honest, there's at least a 2-team race in many of the divisions in the NFL. The surprising 2-team race will be in the AFC South, because not only do you have the Texans there, the kings of the division, you also have the Indianapolis Colts nipping at their heels with a healthy Anthony Richardson, a healthy Jonathan Taylor. The offensive line is nasty again because they're all healthy and they're hungry. And also they have a Donnie Mitchell out of Texas, a two-time national champion, ready to make the same kind of difference for the Colts that Xavier Worthy is ready to make for the Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. You see why now the coaches are so protective of their vets and their stars in the preseason, because what is usually the biggest determining factor is injuries. Look at Aaron Rodgers. That whole AFC East went up in smoke 4 plays into Monday Night Football in Week 1.
And it's going to go up in smoke. And it's going to go up in smoke again. And I know Ryan McCarthy is going to break out his receipt book, but it's going to go up in smoke again halfway through the season. But look at Aaron Rodgers. He's 40 years old. He's coming off of a major injury. Yes, the weapons are there. You got Brees Lightning, a.k.a. Brees Hall, but it's Aaron Rodgers that worries me. At 40, coming off of an injury, 4 plays into Monday Night Football, which, as you said, Rod, threw the AFC East into a flux. And if something happens to Aaron Rodgers or any key member of that Jets offense, it's going to throw it into a flux again.
Yeah. Oh, man. The stories, they are literally unending. Snowman, you, sir, are a national treasure. Tell folks where they can follow your stuff, please.
My new YouTube channel for Snowman in the Morning is youtube.com/SIT Morning. That is live right now, and the live shows start there Monday morning. And youtube.com/Snowman Multimedia for my virtual play-by-play. Come on over and let's have some fun.
He's one of the best you'll ever hear. Snowman, you have yourself a great day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.